The only not Mexican or Brazilian to make it into this season.
I'm really sad that my boy Turkey Dano didn't make it. Every season I have my hopes up. You get to see some cannon rushes, some void race. Guess it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, surprising too, given the patch, right? You would have thought that he's thriving with the void race right now.
I know. I expected 6.4k Turkey Dano.
Same.
I was like, he's gonna give Neve and Australia a run for his money in this patch, but
I was hoping.
Decent shot off. I mean, you don't often see 4 random Marines doing some damage as well in the main base, but there is a lot of SCVs going down on the other side of the map. SpeCial is indeed just not awake. I mean, it is very early in Korea. Maybe he had a long night, maybe an exhausting in-real live stream. I don't know what Juanito has been doing last night, but he is not very sharp right now.
He really isn't. I mean, like, that was like a 6 or 8 lane run by that wasn't cleaned up for like 30 seconds or something, and they just really had their way at the natural of SpeCial. Look at the supply as eGGz pulls further and further ahead. He's gonna push out with his roaches, maybe reinforce with circlings, but yeah, we'll see if SpeCial can equalize things with the Liberator. Folks have been amazing, taking the small risk to try and avoid the Reaper, though that didn't work. It ended up working out anyway, as in the Reaper spotted the links, but SpeCial didn't react, right? So a few blunders, but combined with the great capitalizing of the situation from eGGz have put him in a very strong position.
Yeah, eGGz really loves juggling run-bys. I remember that from playing against him. He's just so decent, but he's losing so many roaches on the other side of the map. Ends up losing the archery as well. And SpeCial has pretty much done it at this point. He has clawed his way back into this game. There was a drop in the back of the natural as well, finding some more damage. And that's a lot of bio with a lot of DPS.
Yeah, it really is. It's such a difficult decision to make because you're both halfway across the map, right? At that point, maybe you give away that base. Ideally, if eGGz could have planned for this, he would already have an extra 4th or /5th situated. He has the resources to do that. So very little tweaks here and there would have put him in a great position, I think. But as it stands, I mean, his attack fails and he takes damage. Those medevacs, at least they won't be so free to be out on the map. And SpeCial is actually pushing out. I'm not sure if he knows about the Vipers. There is an opportunity here, perhaps, for eGGz if he can get really good blinding clouds. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, they need to be fantastic. They really need to cover like every single tank. All the tanks are very clumped up. Those are very good blinding clouds. You need another blinding cloud in the bio as well. eGGz, blinding clouds will run out, and the tanks will still be able to get a couple of massive shots off, but pretty good fight by eGGz, but I'm afraid it was not good enough.
Yeah, it could have definitely been better. I mean, the second blinding cloud onto the bio, maybe you just hold it for the tanks for the second time around. And the biles, you could have been a little bit more daring. Maybe walk towards the clamp where you hit 3 or 4 tanks rather than just the one that's closest and SpeCial. Looks like he's gonna be able to push on through. All the medevacs have survived. Here's the reinforcements for eGGz, however, as he has something to say, and okay, he'll push the army back.
Well done by eGGz. I mean, those were sick blinding clouds. He's not going to be able to take out this hatchery. SpeCial is doing a really good job right now, getting a couple of Liberators set up on the left side of the map as well, and that means that this hatchery will be forfeited. But maybe we can get that one Nidus into the main base, and we can get those lurkers out. We've got quite a few lurkers, right? It's 8 lurkers at this point. All right, there we go.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge moment. SpeCial hasn't noticed yet.
Oh,
he really hasn't been. There's a Marauder now being stimmed. Will it be enough to kill the Nidus? There's only 3 units. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's gotta be barely enough.
A Marauder with stim is always enough. I love how eGGz is like, you know what? I'm just gonna Nidus again, right next to it. He'll never see it coming.
Yeah, not the cleanest play there. And now with those sensor towers coming up, the Nidus also being revealed. eGGz is kind of running low on options. I'm very surprised he didn't try to at least take that fight to save his 5th base. He definitely had enough units, but those 2 Liberators really pulling way too much of his attention away. Prevent further expansions from eGGz, who is now down to 3 bases against the 4 of SpeCial.
Yeah, SpeCial's done a great job in this kind of picking eGGz apart one by one. Base after base, quite a few drones have gone down. And all of a sudden you look at Juanito's army, and that is a monstrous army. He's got so many goals. He's got a lot of tanks as well. Another Nidus tries to go up in the main base, but I feel like if there's one thing that SpeCial doesn't do very often, it's F2ing his units out of position. So he just kind of left a little anti-Nidus squad in the back of his main. Great EMP as well on the Vipers.
Yeah, and with that many tanks not being blinding clouded, I think we're seeing the last engagement here from eGGz. He played a very good game, but SpeCial just out multi from there.
In the bottom left side, we look at the main base of the man who just introduced the double tank harass in TVC. Hailing from Mexico, currently living in Korea, it is SpeCial.
And from Colombia, it is eGGz. Playing for Alpha X Latin American Division. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Colombia has actually my favorite restaurant in the world. I love Colombia. It's a cool country.
What's the name of the restaurant?
Andrés Carne de Res, Roddy.
You win.
I'm not trying to win here, Roddy. I'm just saying.
I give up. I waved the white flag.
All right, there's another
yeah, a double tank drop. With this time, it is assisted by 8 Marines in the medevac. No?
Yeah, that's a lot tastier. And another actually full medevac. This is pretty cool. Rarely ever do you see basically a mini Doom drop, and that's exactly what we're seeing from SpeCial.
It's a nice mix of everything, right? It's a bunch of Marines. There's a Cyclone in the mix as well. Those 2 Roaches in the main base, they won't stand a chance. And SpeCial scans, and now all of the units are out of position. We saw eGGz drop a corrosive ball as well in the middle of nowhere. eGGz is in a lot of trouble, and if all of these tanks siege up, oh my goodness, eGGz is going to take a beating here.
Yeah, at the same time, it's very difficult for SpeCial to get out of this position. eGGz is actually going to use all the drones. I'm not sure that he needed to do that. He's going to lose 15 workers in the process. And SpeCial actually manages to even save the tanks. Beautiful moves by the Mexican as he kills 17 workers with his poke.
And look how low HP the remaining drones are. I feel like SpeCial could have maybe killed a few more. In the beginning of the drop, he actually still had 4 Marines stuck in one of the medevacs. So if he would have unloaded those immediately, I think he would have done slightly more damage even.
Yeah. Gonna lose a lot of those units. And things are getting harder and harder for eGGz from here on. Though he did reset the tank count, which is not nothing.
That was really cool. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but he sent a changeling on the top side. So the tank actually shot at the changeling. And right on that moment, he brought the Roaches and Ravages in range. eGGz really making the best of, honestly, what's not much, right? He's got a couple of Roaches and a few Ravages. Now the medevacs are out of position. Once again, he's really going for it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is very surprising. I would not have moved down that ramp, but eGGz knows better, and he's actually going to kill another tank and reset things once again. He's also denying the mining from SpeCial, but the big problem, the big underlying problem is he's this entire time on just 38 workers to the 53 of Juan.
Yep. If he was doing this of like 65 drones, it'd be like, hey, this is pretty good, man. Like, the next attack could be devastating, but Roaches are cheap. I don't know how cheap exactly when you put in like the Overlord cost as well, but they're very cheap, but they're not this cheap that you can keep doing this of 37 drones. eGGz does get one more tank, but at this point, all the barracks are up and